Did you ever notice that there's a pattern in The Dark Knight's opening? Certain ingredients in plot and dialogue points to something strange happening to the Joker and Batman, and implies they're perhaps not so different as we think. This also extends to the change in Harvey Two-Face, a character which I think is an underrated factor in the film's success. He makes the main rivalry so much more captivating. This pattern is planted in both the Joker and Batman's introductions. The car park and the bank robbery scenes are constructed in such a way that they kind of mirror each other. First, they share one obvious thing: masks. The Joker has one, and his followers has the same mask. Then, when we meet Batman, he's got a mask too, but there are copycats with masks as well. Now, why would Nolan set up this repetition? It's like he's telling us Batman and the Joker have begun to duplicate, becoming something bigger than themselves.
Pity there's only one of you.
Perhaps we should think of the Joker and Batman as two distinct ideas that have spread into Gotham like viruses or forces of nature. It means Bruce is no longer fully in control of his own alter ego and what it represents.
What gives you the right? What's the difference between you and me?
Unlike Bruce, his copycats do not have a no-gun policy. It means Batman is also responsible for the chaos in Gotham, despite his obsession with order. And as I'm sure you remember, chaos is what really defines his rival.
I'm an agent of chaos.
It's as if the Joker knows the exact effect he has on the city, while Bruce does not.
You see, this is how crazy Batman's made Gotham.
Batman is like a figure from a Greek myth who has not yet come to know who he really is, which means he's also unable to understand his relationship with the Joker. And there are plenty of differences between them too, of course. Batman does undeniably have good intentions, while the Joker is hell-bent on letting Gotham devour itself. So how do we make sense of these connections that are set up by Nolan? In my view, it helps to think of it as a kind of yin and yang relationship. That implies this is more than just a binary Disney-like battle between good and evil, because as we've just seen, the lines between the Joker and Batman are not so easily drawn as Bruce likes to think. He has a slice of the Joker within himself, and vice versa. And crucially, as in the concept of yin-yang, there's a kind of codependency between them.
And why do you want to kill me? I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? You complete me.
These thin lines between what's supposedly good and evil also exist in the wider picture of Gotham. Nolan often highlights the corruption in both Gordon's police department and Harvey Dent's office, for example. And that nicely brings me to Harvey Two-Face. To me, the power of this film comes from this interplay between the Joker and Batman, but on top of that, Two-Face brilliantly sort of plays off of and mirror that relationship. I think of Harvey as the key to this yin-yang puzzle. In order to see how, let's look at a few illuminating facts about Harvey. Early on, Gordon puts this label on him.
We all know you're Gotham's white knight.
Even though Dent, just like Batman, has good intentions, we know this description is naive. Take Harvey's two-headed coin, for example, a cheap gimmick he uses to escape any feeling of guilt for his actions. So fittingly, while Gordon and Batman wishes Harvey was a white knight, the film teases him as a possible dark knight too.
What if Harvey Dent is the Caped Crusader?
The film is full of what's called dramatic irony, such as this. Nolan spins this even further with the following line.
I am the Batman.
Harvey and Batman also has one more important thing in common. Rachel feels a bit like they're kind of sharing her, again blurring the line between the renegade Batman and the supposedly pure Dent. So which is it? Is Harvey a dark knight or a white knight? Given his looks, it's obvious, isn't it? He's what we've been told he is all along. He's both. A two-faced man.
Remember that name you all had for me?
Two-Face, Harvey Two-Face.
In the end, he simply looks the part too when he's consumed by revenge. The burnt part of his face is dark like Batman, while the other is light. Not like a white knight, but like the Joker, yin and yang. Harvey Dent personifies the duel between Batman and the Joker, between order and chaos, not good and evil. Remember I told you Batman and the Joker was spreading? This is what it's about. They've reached and consumed Harvey. That's what the pattern from the intro leads to. What the film calls the battle for Gotham's soul is played out in Gotham, yes, but also inside Harvey. It's an expression of the struggle within every human being, and with Harvey, these shifting, opposing, but mutually dependent forces that Batman and the Joker represents is literally imprinted on his face.